Michelle Obama was an RA, okay? So, like, what else do you need, sis? Give me some. What's up, y'all? Welcome to my channel. I'm Queen KJD, and if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm going to do a get ready with me chit chat all about college. If you want to see how I get this look, okay, including the hair, honey, the makeup, everything, and you also want to hear what I have to say when it comes to college and all of my college students in there. This is even for some of my high school graduates who are about to go to college. Child, it's for everybody, okay? So just watch it. I hope you enjoy it, and let's just get right into part one. Okay, y'all, so for part one of this get ready with me, I'm gonna talk about how to become an RA. So Emma, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but I'll put the comment down here. Emma commented on one of my videos not too long ago and was like, Kiara, girl, you know, don't forget about us. Some of us are still in college and we want to know how to become an RA, pretty much. And so I am sorry. Since graduating, I have just been focused really on me. I just been focused on a lot of things, so I kind of did like let my college content go. And I guess just because I graduated from college doesn't mean that I have to stop my content. And you know, I don't know how many of my subscribers are in college, but I'm sorry, I forgot about y'all. So for this video, it's going to be, I'm gonna talk about how to become an RA, my experience, like my story on how I became an RA, and just give you guys tips and feedbacks and what I feel what an RA looks like and what an RA candidate, you know, should have. Also, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be curling my hair for part one, pin curling my hair, and then for part two, I'll be like doing my makeup, taking my hair down. But yeah, I'm just gonna pin curl it for bed. Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So for me, my experience when applying to be an RA, actually I first applied to be an RA, it was my second year of college, and I didn't get the job. I know, I was so hurt. And I always wanted to be an RA, like when going to college, because I just saw the movies and it looked fun. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me. Like I can do that. I can put up door decks for when you get to live by yourself. I can put on programs. Like I'm like, I can do that, not really knowing like for real what an RA is, and you know, the amount of responsibility and the impact that you can have on people. So I was like, oh, I just wanted to do it. So I felt like my motives were right for it. And also I guess I've been in like leadership roles my whole life, just, you know, little mini leadership roles. So when I first got to college as a freshman, I wasn't in those roles, and I was like really sad and really depressed, and I really didn't understand why. And it wasn't until I became an RA until I started to feel like a sense of belonging and a sense of purpose, because it's like, you know, when you're living life and you're not doing the thing that you were created to do, like you feel so empty and you don't feel purposeless. And that's what I felt until I became an RA, honey, sis, you know. I mean, I still went through my whole, I mean, that's so many other videos to talk about like my whole journey in college, but that really helped. So I didn't get the job the first time, and I had to humble myself. And thank you to my friend Wick, Aaron, because Aaron became an RA. We applied. Well, no, Aaron applied and got it, and then at the same time I applied. And I don't think we knew each other like that, though. I don't think me and Aaron were like close like that. And then we got close, and he was like, here, reapply. Like they like when people reapply. I'm like, no, I'm not reapplying. I already, you know, I tried it and it didn't work. So I had to go and talk to the supervisor, one of the supervisors over housing, and ask them, you know, pretty much why I didn't get the position. And he gave me feedback, and I guess one of the questions that I answered, I can't remember, but I answered a question and it was like, it was crazy. So pretty much RAs, what I feel they're looking for, and I can really speak for my institution, I can't really speak for other people's institution, and I feel like at CSUN we have a very strong Res Life program, and so I feel like what they're looking for is, they're not looking for perfection perfectionists. They're not looking for people who have the total package. They're looking for people who are willing to learn, people who are willing to have an open mind, people who are inclusive of others. So I feel like that if you're trying to become an RA, like, you have to have an open mind. You have to be inclusive. They're not really looking for perfection. They're looking for people who have been through something. Like, they don't want this perfect person who's like, oh, I don't talk about people. I don't do anything like, I mean, not saying that they want you to talk about people, but they want honesty. They want people who are genuine. They want people who are themselves. And they don't necessarily look for the type of RA that you see in the TV who's like, hey, I'm your RA. Like, nice to meet you. If y'all really you don't really know me, like, you only know what I show you on camera. But I'm not that type of person. Like, I have introverted tendencies, and I'm not the type to be like all up in your face, like, oh, hi, I'm your RA, you know, kind of like that annoying type. I mean, there are some RAs out there like that, but at least for my institution, they weren't looking for people who were just that type of person, because I got hired and that's not my personality at all. Like, that's not who I am at all. By the way, I'm winging this video, like, because this is a chit chat, get ready with me. You know, you're not supposed to plan it out. So if I'm all over the place, I am so sorry, because I hope that y'all get something out of this. So yeah, they're not looking for perfection. They're not looking for people who act like they've never been through anything. They actually want people who have had adversity, who have struggled. They want people with some struggle, who's had some type of adversity and who has overcome it. Because people who have been through stuff, those are the type of people who are effective and who can help others. Because when you're on a college campus, so many people are going through so many things, and they want to make sure that as an RA, you can handle adversity, you can handle conflict. So they're looking for people who have been through stuff, pretty much. So to be honest about your struggles, and to be honest, you know, I know some RAs have struggled with suicide. They got hired. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to a normal job and be like, oh, I'm suicidal, or not I'm suicidal, but, you know, I struggle with having suicidal thoughts, and get the position. But as an RA, it kind of says, you know, like, oh, I struggle with suicidal thoughts, and this is how I got through it. Because those are the type of people you're gonna run to. Or, oh, you know, I was sexually assaulted in the past, and this is how I got through it. You know, so being able to speak to speak of your conflicts and your adversities and the bad things that has happened to you in your life and how you overcame it. I feel like that's the type of people who they looking for. You know, they want people who've been through some stuff, so they're able to help other people. You know, they're able to speak, you know, to people's problems. I don't know, I became an RA and I was just honest. I was myself. I wasn't a robot. I wasn't who they thought that I should be. So for those of you who want to become an RA, just be yourself. Because at least for my institution, that's what they like. They don't want 30 RAs who are all the same. Because you don't run into, they want an RA, you know, everybody to be themselves, because it offers up a sense of diversity. Because the type of students that you get, they're not all the same. So y'all get what I'm saying? Like, they just be yourself. That's how you can become an RA. If you have leadership skills, you like to help people, you're responsible, you know how to manage your time. And even if you don't know how to manage your time, being an RA is going to make you manage your time, because you can have so much you have to do. Like, then you should get it. If you love to be in a leadership role and to have others look up to you and to enforce policy, and, you know, you're not afraid to tell people, hey, you know, these are the rules, don't break the rules, and, you know, that's it. So yeah, but being an RA has taught me so much, you guys. Like, it gives you so many skills, transferable skills, that you can take with you to any job. Like, I've been applying to jobs that have, you know, to do with my major, which is broadcasting and like digital media, and I'm able, like, in an interview, I'm able to speak to something or answer a question using the scenario as an RA, if that makes sense. So, you know, RA and TV, two separate things. So you just learn so much and so many things from the job. I don't know. And you know, Michelle Obama was an RA, okay? So like, what else do you need, sis? People like to hire people who are RAs in the past. I guess it speaks volumes because there's so much responsibility. It's also really, really fun. It also can be a pain in the butt when you're dealing with people and you don't really feel like it. So yeah, if you want to become an RA for the benefits, I don't know if your school gives you free housing or if you get like free meal plan or anything like that. Don't become an RA for that, because you're not gonna like it, because there's so much to the position to where you're gonna be like, okay, honestly, like living for free is not even worth it. You can't just do it for that, because it's so much and you're not gonna be effective. You're not gonna be effective in your role. Like, you know, when I think of an RA, I think of just a walking, talking, breathing resource. It's a person who's there to help you and to be a resource, not to solve your problems or solve conflicts, but you're a resource, because that's ultimately what your supervisor is for. You're really there to get the story, help people. You know, you learn about all the things that are going on in your, I don't know what the heck I'm saying. I don't really know if I want to do this. Do I like this? Do I like this or not? I don't think I like this. I don't know if I like these curls. I really don't. Yeah, I don't have like a step by step and oh, you need to, you know, do this and wear that and do this. Just be yourself. That's what I was myself, and I was open and I was honest about my adversities and the things that I struggle with and I've been through. And I think that that's what type of, you know, that's the type of people they're looking for, because how are you going to help someone if you've never been through anything, you know? And you're going to run into, you know, I've ran into people who have went through some stuff, and who I had somebody who I was already on, it was actually like my senior year, on the 3rd floor, okay, of a building, and someone ran out and fell from the 3rd floor. Fell. They was racing down the hallway and they fell. They busted through the window and they fell 3 flights. Only thing that they broke was their arm. Nothing but the grace of God. Luckily, and I say luckily because if I was there, I don't really know how I would have handled it. But I felt like the people who hired me knew that I had the capability to handle crisis situations, because I was honest and I was upfront about the type of stuff that I've been through. So if you have not been through nothing and you Kim Kardashian your way through life, Kim Kardashian has a lot of first world problems and she don't really know the first thing about adversity. So when little things happen to her, it's huge. And to us, it's like, sis, it's not that big of a deal. You know, we're struggling, trying to figure out where we're gonna live. We can't pay rent. And you sitting over here worried about you only got 20,000 likes on a picture, you know? So they don't want people like that, because how would you handle that? But when I had got back to school, I had to check in with the resident who, because the person who fell, he wasn't even my resident, he was a guest. But the girl who fell, and she, you know, she was just all really, she was distraught. And, you know, she was like, I'm so glad he's okay, because he could have died. And I guess they were drinking. And so I was able to sit and talk with her. And just to listen to her. And you don't really have to always know what to say. Sometimes people just need an ear. And, you know, so that's the type of stuff that you go through. And that's why they want somebody who has been through something. So you know how to handle, you know, situations. And not everything is as drastic as that. I know one of my friends, he had a resident who was a woman and she stinked. That's not funny. Oh, but I laughed. She didn't smell well. And as an RA, my friend had to go, you know, into the situation, and he had to try and mediate the situation to the best of his ability. So if you've never been through nothing, you don't even know how to talk to people, you know. So it was a tough situation, and him being a guy, you know, he asked me to help him, and, you know, like, oh, can you talk to her? And so you know, that's the type of stuff that you deal with. And so if you've never been through anything, then you don't know. But that, you know, that really has taught me a lot, because I didn't know everything that I know now. And the stuff that I know now was, you know, coming from my experiences as being an RA. The stuff that I learned about diversity and minority groups and oppression, and I mean, just everything you learn as being an RA. I'm brushing my brows again because since they need to be brushed. But yeah, like, you learn them from being an RA. So yeah, if y'all not ready to deal with no real life stuff, you know, it's not all just putting on programs and making your residents cookie bags. And I know, like, if you watch my college vlogs, that's what you saw. Like, I was making posters and everything. Of course, I'm not going to record, you know, when I have to go and have a mediation, or when one of my residents is crying because her boyfriend is in the hospital, you know, stuff like that. I'm not going to record that. Okay, y'all, so my camera had died. I mean, not died, it overheated. So yeah, but I pin curled these two. I just made two big sections, and then I have this huge section right here, which I'm getting, what the heck, getting ready to pin it up. Okay, so I honestly can't remember what the last thing I was talking about, but pretty much for this video, I don't really have a checklist of like qualifications or like a set, you know, a set thing to tell you as far as how to become an RA. I can just tell you that the things that help me. It's also good to have a relationship with someone who works in housing. So prior to me getting the position, like, once I didn't get it, I ran into one of the someone who worked high up in Res Life, and we actually hit it off, and we had gained a relationship, and he was like, you know, I'm gonna help you get the job this time, like, so just, you know. And he went in and he told me the things that I did wrong, and it was just a question. It was a question that I had answered, and I think I said something as because they give you scenarios, and I think I had said something like, well, oh, that wouldn't happen to me because I'm perfect, something like that. And they was like, oh no, because they don't want nobody like that, because now you're judgmental, and you know, they don't want anyone to be judgmental. They want people who are open-minded, who have been through something, so therefore they understand others, so people feel comfortable coming and talking to them and stuff like that. So yeah, one thing I could say is build a relationship with housing, and not just to get the job, but just a genuine relationship. So I built a relationship with him, and he was in a position to where he could help me get hired. And he actually mentioned me to the lady who hired me first. She had no idea who I was, but she trusted his word, and he was like, you know, take a look at her. Of course, I had to do the work, and I had to, you know, interview well, which I did, and I still had to, you know, have my resume and all of that stuff. But he was able to, you know, just, you know, kind of tell her to, hey, look, check out this girl. And I guess I had really high scores. So yeah, so do that. Also, be yourself in the interview process, and stay true to you. Don't be who they think. Don't try to be these RAs who you see in the movies, although there are literally some people who are genuinely like that, but they're not looking for just that type of person. Like I said, I have introverted tendencies. I'm an outgoing person, but I'm not friendly. So in a sense, I'm not really good at making new friends. I could go into an event or walk into a room and only know 2 people and be perfectly fine with just talking to those 2 people the whole time. So that's what I say when I'm not friendly. But I am very, like, outgoing. So, like, it's weird. I'm outgoing, but I'm not friendly. So when it comes to meeting new people, I'm not the best. And, like, I don't know, I don't like to talk to strangers. I'm really weird, y'all. But, you know, they chose me to be RA. And yes, it's not like I didn't talk to my residents. I was really uncomfortable, but I had to do it. And so it has helped me to get better. And even, you know, what I'm doing now, it's forcing me to get out of my comfort zone, and talk to people who I necessarily don't almost even identify with. But, you know, still being able to talk. This hair holds heat, honey. Jesus Christ. Okay, I need to get these two together. Hold on. This is literally how I pin curl my hair, just like that. You let it follow. You just do. If you curled it right. Okay, this is my pin pan. Oh no, it's not. This is my right hand. Okay. Oh, they falling. You just have to curl the hair in the direction that it's going. Okay. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to use a big old silver clip for this one. Okay, so this side. So yeah, those are the tips and things that I would give you. There's so much that you learn by being an RA. So if you want to be an RA, I suggest that you apply for it. Of course, have your resume together. Try and build a relationship if it's not with, you know, your RA, and just get the insight and get the real of what they do. I can't really speak for all institutions, but I know for mine, we were doing a lot. We were very effective. We really cared about student justice. We cared about social justice. Like, we're really strong in that. In my program, we also what else? Inclusivity. We want it to be inclusive to everyone and everyone's identity, whether, you know, the type of religion you were, or your sexuality, or your race, your economic class. Like, we wanted everyone to feel comfortable. We wanted everyone to feel comfortable. So they're looking for people who can welcome and who can have an inclusive floor. And so you have to get in the mindset. Even people who are disabled and people who are deaf and hard of hearing, you know, just to be able, you know, in your actions and everything, to be inclusive. But they teach you that. They don't really want you to know, you know, you don't have to know all of that already, because they really don't want people who are know-it-alls, because then they can't teach you nothing. There's no room for growth. So they don't want no one who's perfect, but they want someone who's willing to grow. You don't have to be all the way there, but just be willing to grow, willing to learn, kind of, you know, an open blank canvas, so they can just, you know, make you into this beautiful person who you already are, and just shape, you know, help shape you. So yeah, being an RA has changed me dramatically in ways that, you know, I still don't have no patience. Still don't have no patience, but that's something that I had to practice a lot. Put this bonnet on. Build a relationship with somebody in the field, and be yourself. Do your part. Make sure your resume is on point. Dress well to the interview. You know, stuff like that, of course, you know. But just be yourself. Be true to yourself, because honestly, that's what's going to get you the position. It's just whether you're that type of person. If you have leadership skills, you good. You don't have to be the most creative. You don't have to know how to draw. You don't have to, you know, it's some guys who are RAs who did not, or some people who are RAs, they like would struggle with making door decks. And I know you're like, oh, how'd they get the position? Because they have something to offer. They were themselves, and they liked who that person was. So, you know, but they had to learn. They had to get help on how to create door decks and get creative in their own specific way. So not everyone has to be super creative. You don't have to have neat handwriting. You don't have to be this outgoing, all up in your face, not shy person, because I'm not that type of person, or like super friendly. You don't have to be like that. But you do have to be open. You have to be willing to be inclusive, willing to learn, willing to listen, willing to answer that phone when it ring at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, willing to answer your door. And don't just do it for the free perks and things that they give you, because it's not enough. I'll let you know that right now. You're gonna be dealing with so much. So yes, I will see you on part 2, where I will talk about something else college related. I'll be doing my makeup and taking out my hair. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Okay, like it, and Emma girl, you better freaking comment, okay, because this video is for you, sis. All right. Pray and slay.